What is up, YouTube? How are you guys doing today? It's been a while since I've uploaded a video, but I wanted to try something new. So I want to welcome you guys to my new series, CoD Crime. If you like what you see, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment and let me know what you guys would like to see next. For the first episode of CoD Crime, I wanted to talk about one of my favorite serial killers, and that's H.H. Holmes. Holmes is known as the United States' first serial killer and is an extremely interesting topic of discussion. There are a lot of rumors surrounding Holmes, from him being Jack the Ripper to his murdering of over 200 people. So let's get started. Holmes was born in 1861 as Herman Webster Mudgett, and it's actually said that he had a relatively normal childhood. He was from a Christian family that made their living as farmers and grew up in Gilmanton, New Hampshire. So he was a really intelligent child and graduated early at the age of 16. And after he graduated, he had met and married a woman named Clara Loving, and that was in 1878. So him and Clara married in 1878, and he graduated from the University of Michigan in 1884. In the same year, his wife would actually end up leaving him, and neighbors would say later on that he was very abusive and violent towards her. So after all of this, he's still Mudgett, by the way. He moves to New York, and this is where a rumor spreads that he's actually seeing a young boy. And this rumor was never denied by Holmes, and the boy mysteriously ended up disappearing. So when he was questioned by police and others alike, Holmes actually claimed that he moved back to Massachusetts to be with his parents. So there was no investigation open, and then Holmes decided to flee to Philadelphia. In Philadelphia, Holmes begins working at a local drugstore, and a young boy had purchased medication there. I don't know if he purchased it or was given it, that's a little bit unclear, but he ended up dying of an overdose, and it's linked to the drugstore that Holmes was working at. And so Holmes decides that he's actually going to flee again. So after he flees Philadelphia, he actually lands himself in Chicago, and this is when he officially becomes H.H. Holmes. So he officially changes his name to Holmes. Holmes actually claimed that this was around the time that he murdered a former classmate of his. And this is where things get a little bit interesting, though, because that classmate wouldn't die until many years later. So it just kind of adds to the mystery behind Holmes and what is and isn't true. So while Holmes is in Chicago, he actually marries another woman named Murda. And I use quotes here because Holmes was actually still married to Clara. And it just adds to the con artist side of him and shows his web of lies just continues to spread. He even later ends up marrying another woman in Colorado. So Holmes works at a drugstore in Chicago in 1886, and the owner, Elizabeth, ends up selling the pharmacy to Holmes after he had worked there for a while. He they even claim later on that he was always so nice to her and her family, that they were considered them friends. Whenever he purchased the pharmacy, he actually notices an empty lot across from the shop, and this is where he would end up building his infamous murder castle in 1887. So the original plan for the building was for the bottom floor to be retail and the top floor to be apartments. Investors weren't very happy with Holmes because he wasn't paying for the construction like he was supposed to, and he just kept making up lies for them. So what he decided to do was he decided to tell them that he would make the top floor hotels because of its proximity to the World Fair. And I don't know if you guys know this, the World Fair was actually really important back then. It's where people came from miles and miles around, and so many things were shown off there. It's kind of like the future of tomorrow kind of things were there. From 1893, there was actually a fire on the third floor, and Holmes decides to file insurance claims with 4 different companies that he took insurance out from. And this is people start realizing what kind of con artist he is. All 4 insurance companies would end up pursuing legal action against Holmes. So he's been working on his murder castle, and this is what Holmes is really, really known for. And that murder castle has so much information behind it. There's theories that he had trapdoors, he had mazes, he had false walls, acid pits, crematorium, and he would basically just get people in, either in the apartment as living or hotel for visiting, and they just would never come out. And that's really what Holmes is known for, and this is where his story comes from. So that's a little bit about what makes H.H. Holmes America's first serial killer. If you guys want to find out more, make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment, and please come back for the next video. We will be posting that very soon as well. But thank you guys so much for joining me, and I really look forward to doing more of these videos. I made this one a little bit shorter, just kind of as an introduction to Holmes, but make sure you like and subscribe. New video coming soon to tell you the rest of the information about Holmes. Bye!